Hello, fellow viewers of this channel. Welcome to another episode of the show. There is a video I want us to watch, and the reason I just want to make this full disclaimer is that most of the times when I post videos on this channel, when I critique men of God on the things they say or do, some of you in the comment section will make sure I understand how shallow I am and how ignorant I am and how I know nothing. And as a young man who I am, I should get a life. I should get something to do with my life, which I respect because it is your own opinion. Like I said before, our platform is an open one, and everyone is at liberty to share their thoughts and opinion. That is it. So I want us to watch this video and listen carefully to what the speaker was saying. He is an elderly person. I believe he is more wiser than myself. And I believe you guys will take him a lot more seriously than you guys take me. So, let us watch the video together.
We hail thee. Recently, one of our babas came up. He said that the problem of Nigeria is spiritual. That the leaders are trying their best. With all this, their false humility. Nigerian leaders are trying their best. And that the problems are spiritual. I was now asking, is this man looking for a contract to solve the spiritual problems of Nigeria? Is he looking for a contract to solve the spiritual problems of Nigeria? Because when you say the problems of Nigeria is spiritual, it's like when they bring people to hospital in those days, maybe they have schizophrenia, they have stroke or one thing. They say, Oyibo medicine, they treat this one. That is, you can't use English medicine to treat it. The next thing you do is that the relatives of the patient will start asking for the native doctor that can treat the case. So I was asking myself, is Baba looking for spiritual contract? But I was not in the mood to say anything because all these they are mumu followers who come and attack me. When I called some mumu last time, they came to meet me. That why did I say they were mumu? You be mumu. So then I was wondering if this man is saying that, Baba, you are saying that the problems of Nigeria are spiritual. Okay. So your church does not have problems. You had problems in the church recently. So you have not finished solving the spiritual problems in your church. You had disasters, a series of disasters in the last few years. So we should come together and pray. Maybe you want to declare a national prayer. I know your techniques. I know I've been in this business with you people. I'm an ordained clergyman. I've been in this business with you people for years. I know your systems. Baba, if the problems of Nigeria are spiritual and the people have tried during Goodluck Jonathan's time, so Goodluck Jonathan did not try. How much was bag of rice then? How much was a liter of fuel then? How many people were being killed by bandits? How many Yoruba churches did they attack? How many traditional rulers were killed that time, kidnapped? How many medical students were kidnapped? How many doctors were kidnapped? Goodluck Jonathan did not try. When I whipped one of their so-called generals, one of his boys came out that they are garden, that they are God's generals. So who's general? I told them that I hate duplicity. I hate deceiving people in the name of religion. I will be going to speak in a state. The state governor will be there. All the political contestants will be there. I will say the truth. Who won't die, make it die. What won't happen, make it happen. I will. They never know what will happen. So you protested against Goodluck Jonathan. Suddenly your mouth became boom. And I remembered one video that I made, that he who has yam in his mouth or food in his mouth cannot whistle. You can't whistle if you are eating. Nigerian problem is a spiritual problem. When people were protesting for hunger, you, out of your craft and duplicity, I've always suspected you. Out of your craft and duplicity, you organize a 1 million man march, large crowd, because you are afraid of speaking the truth. If you said the truth, they will come after you. That's why. And I was wondering. Now the mighty wind has blown and Tolo Tolo Yash don't open. Your pikin, your child, went and did contract in Kaduna State, while El Rufai was busy antagonizing Christians, supporting Fulani headsmen, Fulani bandits, that whosoever kills a bandit or does anything against a bandit, that he owes the Fulani tribe a debt that must be paid, whether military or whatever. You were sneaking and frolicking with him. And your son got a contract. How much to tie? Is it 8 kilometers or 18 kilometers? Even if it is 18 kilometers, for is it 15 billion or 18 billion? That means about 1 billion per kilometer. Okay, we have started using the streets of gold. This is in the north, not swamp in the Niger Delta. In the north where you have rocks, you have strong soil. 18 kilometers. How many bridges did you build? And then your son failed to deliver after collecting half of the contract sum. Did only 30% and absconded. Normal reasoning people will know that he sold that contract. He sold it. Used your influence to get the contract and sold it. A reasonable human being would have known that I am doing this contract in a Muslim community, in a place where Islam is dominant. Let me set an example that I'm the son of a pastor and do a very good road. Because you play God, you determine those who will make heaven, and you drink tea with God. Your son drinks tea with government too. He had the impunity to abandon the job. Our money, you will collect our tithe, collect first fruit, and collect contracts. Are you never going to be satisfied? All the billionaires in your church, will you never be satisfied? All the luxuries your sons enjoy. Some of them, one of them, very rude. Your son took a contract. If 8 billion, maybe he paid, is it 80 million or 800 million as tithe to you? And then he abandoned the contract. Because if he doesn't pay tithe, he will go to hell, so he has to pay. He abandoned the contract. And when the law came up, he ran to court. Does he have common sense? Does he have self-respect? Any person will have gone to the House of Assembly to defend why he had not finished the contract after they had reviewed. Tell them that I will complete the contract. But I suspect he sold it to somebody who said nothing can happen. Because you people control this country. You control our spirits, you control our souls, you control our brains, you control our money, you control our politicians. And you'll be pretending as if you are very humble. You talk as if you cannot kill a fly. Talk as if you cannot kill a fly. Your son ran to court. Most probably, your members are in charge of that judicial premises. Got an injunction restraining EFCC, Inspector General of Police, Deputy Inspector General of Police, House Kaduna State House of Assembly, and all that. Can you imagine the disgrace you have brought to the body of Christ? Instead of repenting, it's like Ananias taking Peter to court. It's like Satan suing God. It's embarrassing. And that's how most of you are. Very, very deceptive. You talk from this corner of the mouth and this corner of the mouth. I said in the beginning of this year that the mighty wind will blow and Tolo Tolo Yash will open. And that we will face reality. Many of you don't care about this nation. You have houses overseas. You have permanent residences for your children. One jobless fellow said that my son is married to a white woman because of visa and I attacked general overseers. My son went there as a professional, as an expatriate in that business, in that place. Went there as an expatriate. You sit here and be defending those who ruin your economy.
Now, I have to say this with all honesty. And I have said this before, and I hope that by me repeating it over and over again, people will get to understand what I'm trying to pass across. Our problem in Africa has nothing to do with spirituality. Nothing. We have a leadership crisis. And in order for us to get out of this problem, we need leaders who are willing to do their job. We also need people who are willing to do what they are supposed to do. Many men of God will always use spiritual things to frighten us because they have realized that it is a very powerful weapon that when it's being used, it has a lot of effect on those it's being used on. You will see, if not all, most religious people will always tell you that the problem we face in Africa is a spiritual one and we need God's intervention. They will say it day in, day out. Why all of us are suffering, right? Why we cannot eat? Why we have a bigger issue in Africa that required God's intervention? They are successful, isn't it? They are super successful. Daddy GO Enoch Adeboye is super rich. He has a massive church. So, if we are facing a spiritual problem in the continent or in the country, Nigeria, how come he is successful? How come his own case is different? How come? How come the other men of God, like this guy who is fond of using spiritual things to scare people? What's that name again? Apostle Michael Orokpo. He is captain number 1 in fear tactics. How come his church is successful? And I'm betting he is successful because as young as he is, looking at his church, within a couple of years, he will become one of the fathers in the faith. How come he is successful? Has anyone given that some thought? Has anyone? They use the Bible to line up their pocket. They use the Bible to deceive us, gullible people. They use evil spirits, spiritual things, to scare us into submission. Why we give them all we have? Why we contribute to their lifestyles? They live happily. They live well. If they had a shred of sympathy for us, they would not continue to collect tithe and offerings from us, knowing how difficult things are. They won't. If they had your best interest at heart, they would stop collecting donations, tithe and offering from you, knowing how much money they have in their personal bank account. They will stop. But no, too much is never enough for them. Too much is never enough. And so they kept on collecting and collecting and collecting and collecting. Too much is never enough. Never ever enough for them. A person like Daddy GO Enoch Adeboye should be resting by now, should be retired by now. But no, he is out there cooking testimonies upon testimonies upon testimonies. He is out there cooking revelation upon revelation, just faking from one revelation to another, just faking from one testimony to another. Today, he drank tea with God, and the next day, God froze winter on his behalf. God paused winter. And the next day, a dead person for, 11 days, rose from the dead after being touched by a miracle handkerchief that was blessed at his church. All we get to hear from them are these cooked testimonies. Why people are dying in hospital beds. Why the country is on a free fall. Why Nigeria becomes technically a failed state. Men of God are busy in telling us how superior their God is and how effective their God is. And then the next question now becomes, if your God is as effective as you say, how come we still face this many problems? How come? How come? But anyway, let me leave it here for today. And I ask you guys to share your own thought with us in the comment section below. After hearing what the speaker said, what is your take? Do you think he is right on all the points he touched? Or maybe he is just a bitter old man? Let us hear your own take in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Thank you very much. And please, do not forget to like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, because that helps us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you.